Hello everyone and welcome to this new XGSLab video. In this video we are going to see how the screen conductors work and how you can handle them in the best way possible. The project we are going to use is a very simple project. It is an XGSAFD project. And about the soil model, we have a simple uniform soil model and a low frequency of 50 Hz. Before having a look to the layout that we will build, we are going to have a look to the libraries, especially the one that we are interested in, that is to say screen conductors. By default, the software gives us two kinds. The first one is a single core screen conductor. Here we have all the parameters of this kind of conductor, and the legend that we can view in this way by ticking this flag shows us what these parameters refer to. Again, we can see also in the 3 cores screen conductor that we have a bunch of data available here, and also in this case we can see the meaning of this. Consider that it is very useful, this editor, because you can modify for example the angle of the core 2, and live you have the modification of the angle, and so you can see if there are possible superposing between two different cores, for example in this case. Okay, so this is all about what is possible to set up in the libraries. Let's go to the layout. We can draw something. For example, let's start with a normal conductor. We can think to use a stranded conductor of 63 square millimeters, and we can draw a simple square. Then we can think to use screen conductors, a 3 cores screen conductor. So we can write down a proper tag, select the screen conductors library. The type we are going to use is the only one available, that is to say screen pipe, and we are going to choose the 3 cores cable. We can draw it. So at first, the first difference we notice is that the screen conductors, as the legend says, are highlighted with this symbol of a small circle along the conductor. If we draw another screen conductor from here to here, we can see that automatically we have this black dot. The black dot, as the legend says, is a connection. Consider that there is an automatic creation of the connection between the same parts of different screen conductors in case you draw two screen conductors that are of the same kind and that share one of their ends. So we can also see those connections by having a look at this table in connections, and we can see all of them. It is very useful to see the tag of the conductors that the connection are pointing at in the conductor where they begin and in the conductor where they end, and also the length. Obviously in this case the length of the connection is 0. We can in this case run a debug just to highlight some errors that are due to the way to manage the screen conductors. So apart from this, we can see that there are 2 close electrodes in conductors couple, 1 10, 1 11, 1 12, and so on. So why this? And also there is a missing connection for the electrode number 1. So we can have a look at our layout by, for example, coloring by electrode. If we color by electrode, we can see that we have the electrode 1, and here we see the electrode 4. The electrode 4 is the electrode of the core 3 of the screen conductors, but we have also the other 3 parts. For example, if we have a look at the list, we can see that the screen of the screen conductor is under the electrode 1. So we could wonder why the system does not recognize the connection here. Well, the answer is because when we deal with the connection between screen conductors or between a screen conductor and a normal conductor, we must declare it. So in this case we have to select the screen of this part, and the selection works in this way. Single click, you have to decide which part or which parts of the conductor you want to select. In this case we want to select just the screen and apply, and so the selection is made. And then we can select one of the conductors of this square, of this ring. We can use the normal options to realize the connection, and in this way we can see that we have the proposal of a connection from the end point of the conductor 9, that is the screen conductor, and to the end point of the conductor number 4, and we can set the connection. In this way we have realized that connection. Consider that the error here says that we have 2 close electrodes. The problem is also anyway due to the missing connection, because if we do not have a connection, the system between one part of the screen conductor and the normal conductor, the system warns the user about this. Now we have realized this connection, and if we run a debug, the only error that we still have is that there is no energization. Consider also that in the screen conductor we can also set a source. So let's suppose we want to set a source in the core 1 of the screen conductor. So here, and let's select the core 1 also here, and we can set source and well, for example, a 1000 amperes current. Once we set this, there is another error, because the system is also telling us that we are setting as source a conductor that is 2 conductors that are connected by a connection. So basically what we have to do is to delete the connection that connects those conductors in this way. So once we have deleted that, we can run a debug, and no error is identified anymore, because the connection involves the victims in the right way, and we have an energization via a source in the core 1 of the screen conductor. This is all, I hope. Obviously, there is another way to import the screen conductors, that is the importation from an AutoCAD file. In this case, we have prepared a very simple file with some lines that are drawn with a specific layer that is a screened cond. We can see we have many of them, so for the precision we have 9 lines. So if we go to the importation, we have to do exactly the same thing we did before, to say that we have to select the file, we have to add the record that is able to set all the parameters needed for this importation. In this case, we are going to set again 3 cores for the conductors and apply. So we can import, and as you can see, we have imported exactly what we wanted. Consider that with the screen conductors, for each line that is drawn in AutoCAD, we have a number of conductors that is equal to the number of the conducting parts of the screen conductors we have set in the properties. This is all. I hope I have given you the basics for the screen conductors. In case of further questions, please write us or contact us by writing at support at xgslab.com. Bye bye.